I don't think I've told you this, to make money out of Facebook as a free platform years ago.
Go on. Alexa's listening to us.
Oh God, Siri's listening to us. Oh, I'm down with the kids, Dan. I think it's Fortnite.
Fortnite,
Yeah.
okay.
We're just a couple of business anchors. Welcome to the Business Anchors podcast. This jingle is slightly too long.
Welcome to episode 16 of the Business Anchors podcast. We're your hosts, Lloyd Knowlton and
Dan Elton.
And today we're talking about if social media is destroying our brains, ethics and social skills. Plus we'll be discussing if our team here are terrible people for encouraging others to use social media. Or maybe it's a good thing. Who knows? Do you know, Dan?
I've got an opinion.
Oh, well, I can't wait to hear it.
Me too.
Good. It's always good to have opinions on a podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if yours are wrong most of the time. But social media, when we were speaking about this, I thought it was a bit weird considering our business is...
Social media.
Yeah. We haven't really spoken about social media much on this podcast.
We haven't, have we?
We've spoken about marketing and gone into it a bit and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. Do your close family know what you do? Because do they say you do social media, or what do they think?
No, I'd
That's
say
the classic. You do social media. What does that mean?
Yeah, I think people with me think I do video.
Oh, you do video.
I think because with you, I think people think you do social media because that's what
you're doing it all the time.
You're just doing it. What do people think you do then?
Well, I think Christelle still thinks I just set up Facebook pages.
Cool.
But I don't know I think most people are confused, really. Especially I mean older people that are like Christelle's family. I think they really don't know.
Yeah, I do
just
struggle.
the internet.
Family things. When I'm kind of like, oh, you were shooting this thing, and we got a pedalo in the water, and we got two actors on it, and they're being pulled along by a boat, and you can tell they're like smiling, but in their head thinking, I don't understand why anyone would do this as part of their job.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of this? I think they get that it goes on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
But not exactly.
But not really why.
Yeah.
Because it is, I think, also our approach, which we're going to dive into, is very different to what other people who do social media take. So it's probably even weirder to understand why we're doing weird
even
stuff.
If you have an understanding of how a normal social agency works, we then do different stuff to them. So it's impossible for anyone to understand, really. So,
but that people will know by the end of this what we actually do.
Do you reckon?
Probably not. We'll try though.
We'll see. Cool.
Is social media free?
Is it free?
Of course it is, because you don't pay for it.
Whoa, well, Dan. Well, you say that. So, two things of why it's not free.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure which one to go with.
Go on.
Either, is it not free because businesses like us, actually pay for advertising, so it's not free for us. We pay thousands of pounds to like Facebook and Instagram every month, so it's not free. Or actually, are the users paying with their time? What do you think of that concept, Lee?
I think something different.
Oh,
I think.
There's a third way that's wrong.
The third thing is they're not paying with their well, they are paying with their time, but they're paying with their data.
Paying with their data? What do you mean by that?
Because the way it's weird when it's interesting. I reckon most people who use social media don't actually understand the kind of secretive element of what it's actually doing.
Go on.
So what social platforms are doing, you sign up to them.
I do.
For free, as in £0 in money, and you click the terms and conditions you never read.
Yeah, loads of stuff you just go accept.
Yeah, accept as quickly as you can. Tick that box. You try to go through, but you haven't ticked the box to say you've read it all.
Yeah.
Tick the box, you've read it all. And then you start. So you're on social media, brilliant. You set up your profile, connect with all your friends. You're consuming content. You're going through the newsfeed. You're liking videos. You're chatting with your friends. Everything you do is data, as in that social platform is capturing that data. Or in 2011, Lloyd liked a photo of a girl he fancied.
Who told you that?
Exactly. So think of that, but think of how many actions you're taking a day on social media. Think of how many times you're picking up your phone.
If you think of actions, even like one thing that's tracked is what time do you actually open up a social app? Then when you're on it, how long did you watch this video for? Did you watch it for 3 seconds or did you watch it for 36 seconds? Is that video about apples? Is it about bikinis?
Not just that, but who are you speaking to? What conversations you're having, and even things you wouldn't know, like they're creating a customer profile of you. What other similar customer profiles are you speaking to? What do you have in common? And then advertisers like us can they charge us for that information to then target you with adverts to sell you products that we know you're going to like because of the actions you've taken. Not even a lot of people think, oh, they track the data because they see what pages you like. No. That's like the most basic.
Like the complexity of it is, so a company trying to sell trainers, and it's kind of like, 6 months ago, we know that you as a Facebook user actually bought some trainers from this site. You spent this much. And since then,
you've watched
you
300
weren't
videos.
really watching trainer stuff, but then the last 2 weeks you've been looking at
trainers again.
You've liked 2 pages of trainers, like Dan said, but also you've been watching videos to do with trainers.
You've used the word trainers in 5 of your messages in the last 3 months. It's just mental.
Yeah, that's the complexity of it. So yeah, I kind of get that, Dan. We're paying with our data. I suppose that's the same thing as what I was saying with our time. Like we're spending time on a platform, and all of that time goes into the data that's captured. Yeah, and then
they sell that
enables
data.
The platforms to make money with advertising,
because they sell data to businesses. Any business can set up an ad account and start and managing ads. But even think about like the whole. We're not going to get into politics in detail and stuff, but the Trump campaign. In the news they said, Russia and stuff manipulated the vote with all these ads by. It's that powerful that if you're targeting the right demographic of people with the right messaging, it's just like the media. How powerful is the media in influencing decisions of whole entire populations?
They talk a lot about like voters that could swing either way. So if you're on the fence, imagine there's a group of 10% of the population that are on the fence which way they vote. If you could manipulate that 10%, that's a huge amount of people that could affect elections and lots of
Imagine if
things.
I knew that you'd been showing interest in some kind of topic you're interested in cleaning local beaches, and I served you an ad as someone in government saying, we're going to clean more local beaches. That's going to influence you to think, I want to clean more local beaches. I'm going to vote for you. That's just imagine that on a huge scale with millions and millions of ads.
Going into small detail like that, because as voters, we all have different things that affect who we vote for. So it might be that like you're an out and out conservative voter, unless one of the other parties came out with something radical on something that you are extremely passionate about and absolutely that's your thing. So imagine being served like you said, if you live on the coast and it's clean beaches, and the Lib Dem person was saying our main target in this coastal town is to clean the beaches.
The funniest thing that I bet you and the listeners have heard, when people say, right, it's weird, social platforms are listening to us. The other day I was chatting with my mate saying I wanted this new pair of heels, and then I got served adverts for heels.
Oh God, they're listening to you.
When really, you were talking to your mate about heels, you were searching heels in Google, and all that data's captured, and you're being retargeted because of your internet activity.
Yeah, that's it really.
Alexa's listening to us.
Oh God, Siri's listening to us. No, you're what you say reflects your actions online as well. You don't secretly say to your friend you want heels and you've actually never shown any interest in heels anywhere else.
But I don't know, there's this whole conversation on is that right? Is it right to capture all that data and manipulate people? I think you're signing up for a platform. This is like my friend Leandro, who you know. The other week, he said something really funny to me. He's not into social media, and every now and again he deletes his account and stuff. Yeah. But he said, it's so annoying. On Instagram, every 5 posts there's an advert. What on earth's going on? I'm like, it's literally a free platform that you're using for free, so you can't complain. You're literally signing up for it.
Like TV, like the internet.
Yeah.
Like walking down a street.
Yeah.
Like that's how the world works, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had a plan to make. I don't think I've told you this, to make money out of Facebook as a free platform years ago.
Go on.
So
Is
it
it
wasn't going to
legal,
be
or-
free. So this thing that I was going to do, like, you know, Facebook.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yep. I was going to make. So when Facebook was more like your news feed was like your friends going, "Happy birthday, mate! Oh, had a great time with Charlie rowing my boat."
Yeah.
And so lots of messages from your friends
Yes,
and stuff.
yeah.
And there was there are less kind of groups or celebrities
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
following more. I was going to sell the Facebook. So basically, print your timeline in a book and have a physical copy of your timeline of like the last 3 years. And then that could be a little gift thing. Obviously, absolutely terrible idea. So really lucky I never tried to
One of those
pursue
things, one of those ideas that many ideas you've come up with and not done anything about.
that. Yeah. Mainly because they're rubbish ideas.
Yeah.
But
You did actually have a good idea. I can't remember, it was a while ago. It was about printing T-shirts and thinking of like popular culture things that were happening. You know, like, are you on Etsy?
Yeah.
Have you seen on Etsy?
Yeah.
If something, I'm trying to think of an example. You know, I can't think of an example, but there's things that happen that like flossing. You know, the dance and that went viral. You when that, as soon as that goes viral, you print a
popular
T-shirt with
culture references and
then
targeting
ads
with,
to people who are interested in those.
Yeah, because there's been now I've seen it actually a lot on
Seen
social
people doing
since I said that, but also with birthday cards and stuff. There's
It's probably
like,
because social media was listening to you.
yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. And Alexa. That's probably. But yeah, like even I saw a card that had a "Come Dine with Me" reference on it. It's like that specific, but obviously, if they target it for people that like "Come Dine, with Me,"
yeah,
makes sense.
It's clever.
Yeah, very clever. So, social media work-wise, so we just spoken about, is social media free? I think we've established kind of is, but
Yeah.
financially to some people, but we're paying with our data and our time and all that jazz. Social media marketing could be a description of what we do as our job here at Knowlton and our team here. How would you describe what we do?
I'm trying to think of like if I was describing it to like Nan or someone who really doesn't get it, because in a really simple way, I'd say the most simplistic way.
Just to stop you there, looking at the statistics of our listeners, not many of them are over 65. But
Okay.
Anyway, I'd be interested to hear what you would say to
Okay,
Nan.
no, anyway, I won't describe it as I describe it to Nan. But the simple approach, the simple way I explain it is it's in two parts. So creating content that makes someone do something, and then using paid advertising to reach the people at the right time with the right message to make them do that thing. And usually that's selling a product, spreading a message to build awareness,
Yeah, so a client
driving
comes,
behavioural
a
change.
client comes to us and they want people to do something.
Yeah.
So, like you said,
Usually sell more of our
sometimes it's,
product.
I want to sell these products, or it could be, I want lots of this demographic to know about our brand, or I want people to visit this area and spend money in this area.
So what we do is we develop a strategy by looking at, right, who are the people you want to do that thing? It's 12-year-old school children from Margate. So we do research to figure out, what do 12-year-old school children from Margate care about?
Oh, I'm down with the kids, Dan. I
Go
think
on.
it's Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we know they care about Fortnite, and we want to sell them this mug. How can we sell them this mug? You can't sell stuff to kids under 13, but
Yeah.
So this,
Terrible example.
so what would you do to sell this mug to those people? Oh, they like Fortnite, so let's create content that taps into Fortnite and this mug to drive
Yeah.
interest, and also sell the benefits of this mug. Oh, it's really big. What's in it is good.
Yeah. Oh, that character on Fortnite would certainly like drinking out this mug.
Yeah, that's like when on the previous episode when you were trying to sell something.
You
to
made
Leo.
me sell a mug, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mug.
Yeah. So how would you sell this mug to Leo compared to our Nan?
What, through social media or
Yeah.
just in general?
Like, we were just saying about we figure out who the person is to try and change what we're doing to
Yeah,
attract them.
that's quite a good example. So what I would do is that exact mug. So to sell to Leo,
Who's your son?
my son who's 4, I would create videos, animations, images, and GIFs, with lots of superheroes drinking from that mug.
That sounds wicked.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I love this mug.
And for Nan, I'd probably do the same with people from Countdown.
She'd actually love that. She would love that.
Yeah.
And also,
but that's
another thing could be like nostalgia. So, like, Nan, yes, Countdown, but what about when Nan was a kid? What was she into? You know, like, could be for us, like, PlayStation 1s or Nokia 3310s.
Yeah, I don't think Nan was into that.
No, I know, but, you know, whatever she was into.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. What I was going to say something good then. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, although our job is very social media heavy in what we do day to day, in my eyes, I don't think we're committed to social media in any way.
No.
So, at the moment, for what we're doing, certain social media platforms are the best way to get the attention of people that we want to drive a change in behaviour whether that change in behaviour is spending money or taking some kind of action. So we used to be, for our own business advertising as well, we used to be very Facebook heavy at a time when even organically without paying for ads, you could reach a huge amount of people and do really well. Whereas as Facebook got more expensive for our business and kind of B2B advertising, we've moved more over focusing on LinkedIn and stuff. So there's no kind of commitment to a platform, and also there's no commitment to social media. If suddenly TV advertising became the cheapest way to get to the right people,
we'd have to figure it out.
It's like, okay, well, that's going to make sense to get our creative content on TV. Or if suddenly it's like, oh, hang on, people pay loads of attention to post, and there's now this like deliver, real paper post, you know a bit letters, you heard of them? And there's a really good way now. They've now captured loads of data, and you can say, I just want to post this to 21-year-olds who love horse riding. Then we'd send them something with a link to a video, and they can watch.
I do think it is difficult to, when something's working really well, like it's the whole Who Moved My Cheese, the book about change, and people don't like change. No matter what you say, well, I still feel like, oh, this thing's really working. It's a bit of a big step to learn a whole new thing. There's always that barrier of changing, but we know that we literally have to do that because, that's why Blockbuster is out of business and Netflix isn't, because they didn't change.
So something, especially early on in the business when we were working with smaller businesses, a lot of people had said, oh, tried social media, didn't work, terrible. And I think that's, in my eyes, that's partially because there's very easy, especially with Facebook ads, which seems to be the one that people try themselves most, because they made it very easy to click boost if you have a page, or boost this, and you can choose whatever amount of money you think, I'll stick 20 quid on that, reach loads of people. And obviously most people do that. Facebook gets 20 quid, they don't get any results.
Social media doesn't work.
Social media doesn't work. But I think in reality, and as we've learned, and how we've progressed as a business advertising online on social media, the more time you put into it and learn how to use things, just like anything, you get better, and suddenly your results are better and better. You get results for cheaper and cheaper, so you can get even more.
People underestimate that for social media to work, you need to invest in it. If it's shitloads of time or money or resources or energy, it's like anything, you get out what you put in. But people seem to think, oh, I did this thing for 5 minutes. I tweeted once but didn't get any business. Because it's like, it's a long game. You need to invest in it.
Thinking about in business, how do you get more sales, or how do you grow your business? None of it is as easy as clicking a button and paying 20 quid. If it was, we'd all have massive businesses, and you'd click a button, pay 20 quid and go, bloody hell, next week I'll just click a button and pay 40 quid. The week after I'll click a button and pay 8. This is brilliant. I'm just but and then that links to a lot of these courses that are like, grow a 6-figure business, just pay for this course for £500. It's like, if you could do that, everyone would do it. So it is one of those things that takes work. You've either got to put time into it to learn it as a craft, and then you could do it yourself or within your team. or you've got to pay someone who has done that. So
Yeah.
it's going to take time or money.
It's
whatever.
like running a business as well, though, isn't it?
Mm.
A lot of people think if they've got a good idea, loads of people have good ideas for a business,
Yeah.
brilliant, sorted. Whereas, we've come to learn that there's so many elements that you need to consistently do well to actually have a sustainable business,
Yeah.
and it's well hard.
Got this great idea, but I don't have any of the skills to make it work.
Yeah.
Or got this great idea. I'm doing this stuff. Don't really know finance, so I've never sent an invoice. So just never
Yeah.
make any money.
Well, like we did.
No one pays me. Interesting. How do you think we'll be distributing our creative content in 5 years?
That's a really good. I still think it will be in the same kind of format in terms of. I don't think it's going to be like a chip in your head and you're in a virtual world and we're all on social media in some. Because I think 5 years isn't long enough to. I think it's still going to be on a screen, on a like TikTok version 20 kind of social platform. But yeah, I don't think we're far enough along for it to be some weird.
So you think still social media, but it just may be a different social media platform that we have more focus on? May be,
Yeah. I mean, looking at like historically the life cycle of a social platform, how it grows and then it declines and a new one gets more popular and all the young people flock to that, like TikTok at the moment. I think we're going to continue following that life cycle. I wonder when it will completely change the kind of platform it's on.
Yeah,
because Facebook have done like virtual reality thing, which looks awful, where you put your VR headset on and you're basically with your mates virtually and they're little characters and you're like, it looks awful.
Yeah. But there's got to be so we had the major shift from like, if we were doing this however many years ago, we would have been advertising on radio, and then we would have been advertising on TV or in newspapers, and now we're advertising on social media. So I suppose at some point there's going to be that monumental shift of like, this is the.
But I think it needs to be a monumental shift in human behaviour first, because then the platforms that they're moved to, then the marketers and advertisers will move to those places. I think it'll be kind of human behaviour led.
Like you said, if it's a chip in your head and you close your eyes and you're in something, that's the new place that you need to get attention, because no one's going to be looking at their phone because it's in their pocket and they don't use it anymore.
I reckon the next thing could potentially be something like wearables, more like Google Glass. I don't know if you remember that, where you've got like a thing on and there's a, you don't need to look at a screen, it's just in front of your eye. Yeah. Like an actual good version of that.
Yeah. So it's almost like what's currently on your phone and you in the real world is kind of a blend together. Yeah. So you could look over at a Pret-a-Manger and it could come up with an advert for an independent shop down the road going, sandwiches cheaper than Pret-a-Manger.
Yeah, kind of like you can do now, sort of like with Google Maps. Have you done it when you're walking along and you've got like it's augmented reality where you've got the arrows actually on the screen in front of you, but you'd have like an eye thing on that you can. Yeah,
because imagine that with advertising. Like you could be walking around this town and there's arrows taking you to a restaurant, but then on the way it kind of says, "Oh, if you want drinks after, this bar's got cocktails, happy hour." Like that would be that would make sense, wouldn't it? That would be a good.
So I'm thinking of some of the films I've seen where there's big high-rise buildings, like the whole thing's kind of an advert and stuff. But I don't know if that would be.
Do you know what I think will happen?
Go on.
This is another idea of mine. So if someone listens to this and then actually takes action, can you and becomes like the next Mark Zuckerberg? Can you just give me like 1 million or something when you have a few billion? Cheers.
Go on. Right, what is it?
Ready? So you got these wearables or kind of the AR, augmented reality type thing. So you're walking around the actual world, looking at stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can then go around and put artwork or write or whatever you want
There's already that.
What, on buildings?
I'm sure I've seen some kind of app where you do that. You do artwork, because it's augmented reality, it stays on the wall, and then you only see it if you...
They must have heard me.
that was Siri.
They've already heard me. That's Siri's heard me. So my version might be better. So say like you walk around and on our office building I do some graffiti of whatever I want to do. It's like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And then people can walk past and like it. Like, oh, that's pretty cool what they done there.
Yeah.
But then the advertising thing would be like, so then Adidas would pay to be on Big Ben.
Oh,
Do you see what I
okay,
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they'd have an advertisement because that's
Yeah.
a prompt.
So in the
But
real world, it's
also-
not there. But when you get in this,
But also the algorithm, loads of different people can draw whatever they want on all the buildings, but it shows the one that's got the most likes. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you sponsor your thing to be.
Yeah, I hope this is one of those clips where in like 50 years, wait, how old have you been?
Oh
50
yeah,
years?
then it can be like Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram's going to sell for $1 billion.
Yeah,
And then we can
exactly.
go back and we all go, Lloyd was so
Lloyd was
clever
right.
and could have made billions, but didn't.
That's good though. That's for your ideas. That's actually quite good.
Oh,
You usually come up with-
quite good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that could be like, because it'll be a bit like Instagram, like, oh, I'm taking these good photos, but it's
In a virtual
in
world,
you're actually
or
walking
augmented world, yeah.
around in your town. You would have influencers in your town because you'd walk around and be like, oh yeah, they always do this good
Yeah.
stuff. And then in the world, if
Yeah.
like Zoella, the Zoella of this new platform came down to Margate
Yeah.
and did something on a wall, you'd be like, oh my god, have you seen
Yeah.
Zoella's thing
Yeah.
on the harbour?
Have you seen Black Mirror?
Yes.
Have you seen the one where people like each other in real life?
When you walk past and you like
Yeah.
give
Hey,
them a
Sandra.
rating,
And then you give them like a score
and
as to
everyone
how
has
much.
to be like fake nice, so that you get a good score.
Awful.
Yeah, but there could be.
I think it's going the other way though. I think it's the whole. There was this whole you live your best life on social, but now everyone it's like cool for like people to get their bellies out and be like I'm proud of my belly.
Yeah, people are realizing that you don't have to be perfect, and it's not
Yeah.
necessarily healthy. But I
Yeah.
think we're actually going to talk more about that kind of thing in the next in part 2 of the episode,
we?
Dan. Yeah, I think
Great.
so. Do you know what, Dan? Do you think that could be a good time to go into part 2?
Go on then.
Okay. Well, if you liked part 1, we are going to be talking about that kind of stuff, like is social media positive or negative for the world? Are we, as I said in the intro, are we horrible people for encouraging more people to use social media, and are their lives getting worse?
And we're
Or
gonna-
are they getting better because of it?
We're going to talk about that story about remember when you were naked in the middle of the street down Margate. But anyway, we'll talk about it in the next part.
Just disclaimer, that's not true. Dan's just trying. That's like the podcast version of clickbait. That's ear bait. That didn't happen.
Ear bait.
Or did it? Is it ear bait? No one knows. If you like this, just like listen more and stuff. Call to action. See you in part 2.